We're going to get to this Ryan's Roses revisit right now. So let me take you back. Juliana's husband, he went to the Angels game. Now, this is a call that happened back in 2015, and we're going to follow up to see what transpired since we were talking. So her husband went to the Angels game with his friends. Then a few days later, she saw a mom that she had always been suspicious of wearing a new Angels hat, right? Well, when the woman saw Juliana, she stuffed the hat in her purse.
Sketchy.
It had always bothered Juliana how close this woman, I think, became with her husband. So, well, he sent the flowers to the other woman, Victoria, the woman with the Angels hat. And the note said, let's do more of that. He said that, yes, she was at the game, and yes, he bought her the hat, and yes, they sat next to each other. But Robert insisted that Victoria's husband, the other woman, was there, and nothing was going on. So we asked Robert, look, it sounds a little sketch, and your wife feels like it might be sketch. So are you cheating on your wife?
No, 100% no.
Are you flirting with this other mother?
I don't know how we're defining flirting. We were friendly talking.
Could you define it,
That's
Ryan,
all it
and
was.
use it in a
defining
sentence?
it. If you have to ask to define it, then you are. That was back in 2015. I hear Ellen there. We've got Robert on the line, who's married to Juliana. Remember, he sent the flowers to Victoria. Robert, good morning. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Hi there. Thank you for having me back on.
Of course. So it's been almost 3 years. We know how it ended. What happened since?
Victoria's husband heard the whole thing. He came over to my house that night to confront me, to beat me up. But we managed to avoid any physical conflict.
Wait, Victoria's husband came over to physically attack you?
Yeah, I mean, he came over, I think, intending to beat me up, and we wound up just talking. He yelled for a while, but...
Wasn't he at the game with you?
Yeah.
But then why would he come trying to beat you up?
Because I sent flowers to his wife. I mean, it was a dumb thing to have done. He was probably in the right. It was extreme, but it was a stupid thing to have done, and he got mad, and I can't blame him, to be honest.
Well, why did you send the roses to his wife?
I liked the attention. I don't know.
Did you have? Were you trying something with his wife?
No.
Well, I mean, it does cross the line.
Point. I know. It was dumb. Nothing physical ever happened. Basically, Juliana and I were having kind of a rough time of it at that moment in time.
So you were emotionally cheating.
I don't even know that I necessarily went as far as to say that, but sure. I mean, I'm not trying to defend myself. Again, it was a dumb thing. We were sitting together. She was enjoying the game. My wife never enjoys baseball. It was kind of nice to have that. She was flirting with me. It turned out later we discovered she was aggressively pursuing me. Which was the attention that was kind of nice, but
so
not
Robert,
not nice enough.
How are you and your wife now?
We're good.
You're good. So this is all behind you.
Yeah. If anything, it made us stronger because we had some conversations that were long overdue.
Oh.
Are you allowed to go to the Angels games anymore?
I can go, but Juliana comes with me.
Yeah, good move. Well, listen, bro, I'm glad that something this tough ended up being a good thing. I appreciate you coming back on.
Yeah, thanks, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to kind of clear the air, and yeah, thank you, Ryan.
I'm glad it's all behind you. Okay, Robert, you take care.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, how about the husband? I guess, I mean, that's crazy coming over, but not so crazy.
If somebody was sending my wife roses with a note like that, I'd be PO'd too.
I think it's remarkable, though, that with all of that chaos and craziness and all of the things that were going on in his wife's name and going on with Victoria's husband coming over to try and attack him, they put it all behind him, and he says they're better off than they were before.
Mm-hmm.
let's go back to this Ryan's Roses Revisit. Juliana's husband, Robert, sent roses to another man's wife, and the man went over to try and beat him up. Mm-hmm. Since then, I mean, there's other details, but since then, he says they worked it out. His wife, Robert's wife, is fine. This was a roses from 2015. And that actually, by addressing some things that they needed to address long beforehand, this chaos caused them to address things that were bad in their relationship and ended up being a good thing. And it is true. Like sometimes like really something crazy happens that makes you, for survival, have to strip the layers and talk about something, right?
They say when you break a bone and the bone heals, it heals back even stronger. And I think that's sometimes what happens in relationships. And I think who are we to judge? You know, when
he told me that the woman he sent the flowers to, husband, came over to beat him up, I didn't think it was going to tell me everybody's fine and it's all behind them.
Right, true.
That sounded pretty aggressive. Aaron, go ahead. You're on with us, Aaron. You don't buy Robert. You don't believe him.
I don't at all.
Well, what don't you buy?
I don't buy that the whole thing was innocent. You know what I mean? He got caught.
So you still think he was messing around and he's gotten out of it?
Yeah, I think he was messing around. And he luckily got out of it. It's a wonder that what's her name, Victoria? That Victoria's husband didn't actually kick his.
Right. Well, he showed up to do it. All right, Aaron. Thank you for your candor.